What's going on, Spurs family? Welcome to Spurs Talk with Ahanu. I hope everybody New Year's had gotten off to a great start. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. In this video, I'll be talking about our recent trade, obviously, and I'm going to be talking about Devin Vassell situation. Now, with this trade, it's pretty much simple. We have received cash considerations and Noah Vonleh. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, so please forgive me. And we also have released Gorgie Jing. So it looks like we needed to make roster space, obviously, to bring Noah in. So I don't see Noah as a player that's going to make a huge difference on our team. He's not really a good three-point shooter, which I think we need in that forward position that he plays. And I think he's not going to be getting that many minutes. I think this trade was based off receiving cash and improving our cap space. And when you are a rebuilding team, the two things that's important is, well, actually, it's three things. You got to have good scouting, number one, good scouting, and you got to have draft picks and cash, for resigning players that you want to keep, and also if you want to dip your toes in free agency. So obviously, this is a good trade. I think our cap stands at $27.1 million according to Woj, so it's fairly good, a fairly good cap space, and definitely if we're going to be offloading more players, if it comes to that, maybe Josh Richardson will be offloaded. Who knows? It was just rumors. I can't talk about it as it's true, but this is an actual trade that's backed up by credible sources. So overall, I think it's a brilliant trade. It's where we go, and we need to rebuild for the future. We have the draft picks, and we need the cap space to resign players that's going to be coming up on a contract expiring. Some people don't want to keep Portal. I do. Maybe they need trying to get cash to make room for that resigning. Who knows what they're going to do with the 27.1 million cap space, but it's good to have. So let's talk about Devin Vassell. Now, how long is Devin Vassell going to be out for? They didn't mention, but he had gotten he will undergo arthroscopic procedure on the knee. That was a mouthful. Undergo arthroscopic procedure on his knee. So he's gonna undergo that. So he's probably going to be out for some weeks, but I'm not really into rushing these guys back. He had this knee problem, this knee soreness on and off all year. He said that it was something that he was going to try to play through and try to manage the soreness, but obviously it gotten too much, and they wanted to basically intervene. The organization definitely wanted to intervene, and as well as Devin Vassell, to see what's going on. Let's get this situated before it grows into a worse or more long-term injury. So being without Devin Vassell, yeah, it's going to hurt. We're going to lose a lot more games, but again, it's our ceiling is a play-in, and we're not getting that. Right? It's at this point you can see that we're not going to be nowhere near the play-in. We're the fourth worst team in the league right now. And it's not really doom and gloom. We've seen a lot of things so far this season. We've seen promise that Devin Vassell is an excellent offensive player. And he got the traits to be a good defender. I still think he needs to work on his his lateral quickness and, stay in front of the defender. Defenders kind of get around him easily. But he plays the passing lane well. He gets steals. So we see that the growth from him. We really didn't get to see that last year. He averaged 12 points. We've seen glimpses, but seeing this is his first year with more opportunities, more offensive opportunities. One of the leaders of the team, him and Keldon Johnson. So you see both of them. This is their first year getting those getting those bulk of the offense, getting the bulk of the offense. So we see that's a positive thing to look at this year. I know like I said it in the beginning of the year. We're going to lose some games, but we want to see how these players perform. We want to see how they do. This is their time, and so even though he got injured, he might be out for a while. We're going to lose games. I'm like, don't rush him back. We already seen what he's capable of. We're not going to be a playoff team. Take it easy. That's why I like what they did with Blake Wesley. It was reports that he was going to suit up before the start of the new year for the senior team. And I'm like, let's not rush this kid back. We're not making the playoffs. Let's take our time. If you want to have some games in Austin, yeah, give them some minutes in Austin, but don't rush these kids back. They're young. Let these kids heal fully and be able to develop. Also, the good news in it is not also that, well, obviously, it's no good news. We would prefer for Vassell to be healthy. But the good news is, if we lose these games, how much dreadful it may sound, because I like winning. I was never Team Tank. But, this is unfortunate. And so the bright side of it is that we don't have to rush these guys back. And if we lose these games, it kind of spearheads the
Spurs rookie Jeremy.
Sorry about that. It's kind of pushes us forward to this rebuilding process to be able to be in a running for a guy like Victor that everybody wants. So, it's not doom and gloom. We've seen the progress of Keldon Johnson. We've seen what Trey Jones can do at the point guard. We've seen what Devin Vassell can do, obviously. So I think that those three right there is going to be key to our future. If we can keep those three guys, and also Jeremy Sohan. If we can keep these guys, because Jeremy Sohan, I'm telling you, all he needs is a three-point shot, a consistent three-point shot, a consistent jumper to keep defenses honest. And then if we get a guy like Victor, or, it don't even have to be Victor. If we get a top quality guy in a draft that, that can, add to this, we'll be a solid team in the future. We'll have a solid team to go forward with. So even if we don't even get the number 1 overall pick, to get Victor, it's other players in there. We don't know how players are going to turn out. Nobody knew that Dwayne Wade will turn out to be a Hall of Famer. He was a good player at Marquette, but he was a late bloomer. So that's why I said scouts is important. Scouts is important in rebuilding process, because the scout can see a player like, he's going to be somebody to deal with. Remember, we had Manu Ginobili. He was the last pick of the draft, I believe. So we had Tony Parker, late first round pick. So good scouting, that's all you really, not all you really need, but if you have good scouting, some good picks in good positions, salary cap, you'll be good for a rebuilding process. So that's what I wanted to say. Hope everybody enjoyed their day, and yeah, that's all I have to say, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Show love. Always show love. Peace and blessings.